As it is in any Minecraft world, the first order of business was to procure some materials, things like wood and stone, though since I refused to dig through dirt to get to stone, I wandered around for a bit to find some exposed to air. After getting myself some stone tools and a bit of coal and iron, I began to explore. I didn't find a lot right off the bat, but while smelting some stuff, I noticed the local squids were being pretty weird. This made me realize I couldn't stay in this area for long, but any efforts to travel further were halted by a shipwreck and a subsequent buried treasure chest, all giving me some great loot. There was also a village across the lake. It didn't give me the greatest items in the world, maybe some iron and lots of hay bales, and because of that, I felt the residents did not deserve the protection of their golem. That's a lie, I just wanted some easy iron. But once I had taken enough from this community, I attempted to leave. However, I was attacked by a couple of fellas with oversized eating utensils. Normally I'd laugh at them, but their attacks kinda hurt, and if I didn't take this encounter seriously, it could be the end of me. Thankfully I'm great at video games, and I was able to take the two out pretty easily. Now all of these cold biomes have been great, but I want to settle in a more temperate climate. I'm thinking in a dark oak forest, which would probably take a long time to find, especially if I keep getting distracted by structures, seeing as I managed to find an igloo. The weakness potion and gapple were nice, but I had no interest in the prisoners, so I soon left the place with complete innocence. Now for a while here, nothing super interesting happened. I just ran around, looted, killed. Eventually, however, I got a pair of leather boots with frostwalker on them. For whatever reason, I decided to use these to run over the water instead of using a boat. After a bit more wandering, I found a village, and this is where my first recording error pops up. You see, sometime after finding the village, I paused the recording to do whatever. However, I didn't resume the recording until I was deep down underground cooking mutton for some reason. I mean, my pickaxe was on its last legs, I had no wood, and now I had no proof of having collected the 23 diamonds in my hotbar. I mean, honestly, diamonds are so much more common since version 1.20.2, so 23 diamonds seems pretty standard. I don't know how I managed to leave that cave with 29 diamonds and my pickaxe still alive, but I did. The next morning, I was looking spiffy. I actually added a smiley face in the script for whatever reason. Anyway, it didn't take me much more wandering to find the place I wanted to settle in. But before I show you anything else, look at this river biome. I swear I've never seen anything like this before. But back to the settlement, I started to clear out trees, but for some reason I decided to explore a nearby cave. This ended up becoming a pretty long mining adventure, but I got some decent stuff. When I came out of the caves though, I ended up getting lost and had to spend nearly half an hour trying to find my base, if you could call it that. We're gonna have to give it an upgrade. Of course, a proper house will take space and materials, so... Actually, I guess I'll just record an hour's worth of the pause menu! Yeah, I don't know what I was doing. I think I fell asleep watching a video or something. So when I came back, I got to smelting the tons of stone that I had collected. While that happened, I got to start on the house, which would take roughly the next 20 minutes to complete. While I can't say it's perfect, I don't think the house looks too bad. Now it was time to move everything into the house, which didn't take too long, but before I could put anything into my indoor chests, I had to watch them for a bit to see if they'd run away. I'm just kidding, I went AFK for a while again for whatever reason. After I sorted all of my possessions, I spent a bit of time constructing a nice finished basement for myself. It's nothing special, it just looks like the top floor. I figured now was a good time to get some enchanting in, seeing as I had 35 levels. However, in order to enchant, I would need some obsidian, so some backbreaking labor was in order. After that, I made an enchanting table, however, I only had 3 bookshelves to my name. I did plant some sugarcane, but it would be a while before it all growed, so I figured I'd go to the nether in the meantime. I got a pretty lucky portal spawn. It placed me right next to a nether fortress. I didn't get anything super major from the fortress, but I did get plenty of nether wart. I also got a rib trim, which I'll be honest is the ugliest one out of them all, but I need it for both an advancement and a later video. Lastly, I got 17 blaze rods, which is plenty for now. The last thing I did before leaving the nether was a bit of piglin trading, except I lied. I built a cobblestone barrier around my portal, so when I got back home, I did a bit of organizing, quote unquote, and made some Eyes of Ender. Yes, it was finally time to journey to the stronghold. However, before I actually started the journey, I paused the recording like a police officer turning off their body cam. When I came back, I had almost 3 stacks of books and 4 eye trims. I swear, I did not do this in the end at all. So I made the rest of the bookshelves I'd need for my enchanting setup and placed them all down. I got some great enchants on my sword, pickaxe, and bow. Right after though, I paused the recording again, and when I came back I was disassembling another portal deep underground. I don't even have an idea of what I did in that time skip. Maybe I was just collecting books from the stronghold or something, I don't know. I do, however, have an explanation for what I did next. I made an anvil and went back to the stronghold to get an enchanted book I didn't have room to carry back on my last trip. Next, I put it on my sword to get Looting 3 so that I'd have an easy time collecting the rest of the pearls I needed to enter the end. Thankfully, there was a warp forest relatively nearby, so I was able to get a full stack of pearls in no time. When I got home, I made my preparations for the end. I wasn't worried about maxing my gear before beating the dragon, seeing as the end cities could save me some time in that department. I just made sure that I had some paper and gunpowder, the ender eyes I needed, and some potions of slow falling. Once I thought I was ready, So you know when I swore to you I didn't pause my recording in the end? I have an explanation. Actually, I don't. The recording just cuts from me brewing potions to fighting the Ender Dragon. But thankfully, it was early on in the fight, so y'all still get to enjoy And just like that, the dragon was defeated. Now before I go looking for cities, let me just say that gateway generation is just terrible. Anyway, maxing my render distance showed me that I spawned right next to a shitty. I almost just said that. And then I actually said it. Right next to a city with an end ship. Well, getting the elytra turned out to be pretty easy. And I even had a mending book, courtesy of the Stronghold libraries, to put on it. And with that, I watched as the end poem gracefully ascended ever so slowly. Just kidding, I need me some money! You already know with this many levels, the first thing I did was some enchanting. I managed to get some great gear from the end, but there was room for improvement. While I'm enchanting, let me just say that I think this stage of the game is where Minecraft gets the most fun. I no longer have to worry about mobs, so I can focus on getting tons and tons of resources to build all sorts of farms for more resources so I can build all sorts of projects. I love that stage of Minecraft. Anyway, after all my levels were gone, the next order of business was to construct an Enderman farm. Those take a lot of materials though, so I first went to the Nether to get enough XP to assemble a Silk Touch pickaxe, which I would use to gather stone for stone bricks to make the Enderman farm. So after collecting all of those materials, I prepared a minecart, some rails, some iron bars, and a name tag for the Endermite that'll live in this thing for eternity. I gave him an appropriate name. Okay, I think this calls for another montage. I'm writing this script before actually editing the video, so I'm not sure if I'm actually enjoying making them. I probably am though, and if I'm not, well, just get over it, editor me. Now that the farm was done, it was time to do some enchanting. Do I hear enchanting montage? No. Anyway, it's time to get some villagers. Never mind, I set up a portal in a nearby village and got distracted by a bastion. I guess an upgrade template and a lodestone are good things to have. Okay, so the first thing I tried to do was set up a rail pathway in the nether version since 1.21 has finally allowed us to set up interdimensional railways. However, this didn't really work. The portals kept not properly linking for whatever reason, so the villagers would be put out in weird places and I had to kill them. I had to. It was a necessity. So now that the nether was out of the picture, I had to resort to building a super long bridge from the villager breeder I had constructed all the way to the village. It wasn't super far, but I ended up having to mine a lot of iron in the mountains to make all the rails I would need for the minecart track. I did most of the mining off camera, but I know that I was listening to J-pop the entire time, so I was able to mine up a lot of iron while I zoned out. All the iron I mined would take a while to cook though, so what did I do in the meantime? Mined netherite. The method I used was a bit unorthodox, maybe a bit cheaty, but I didn't really care. In my opinion, it was kind of like using Fulbright in a cave, so you can suck on that egg for a while.
What?
I left the nether with 44 ancient debris. I upgraded my pickaxes, my sword, my armor, my shovel, my axe, and my hoe. Now that that's all done, here's my iron haul. Yeah, I listened to quite a lot of J-pop. Here's the playlist if you wanted to know. I probably made too many rails, but at least I had plenty enough to finish the track. Now that the track was finished, it was pretty straightforward to get the villagers I needed where I needed them. I got 2 villagers in the breeder, and just like that, these guys will be, passionately loving each other for eternity. I'm just kidding. Villager love isn't real. I gave the 2 bread to kickstart the breeding process, and now I just had to wait. I didn't immediately think of anything productive to do, so I just ended up farting around for a bit. Eventually, I decided to start building a villager trading hall under the villager breeder. Oh, and I trapped a zombie villager the night before. Let's get that guy cured up while we work. Now, while I'm carving this place out, let me explain my design. I placed the trading area a couple steps down because the ceiling was conflicting with the farm area of the breeder up above. I put tunnels behind the walls, though I only dug a tunnel behind one wall at this point, so that I can line them with rails that I'll use to put the villagers in their homes. The cured villager was the first villager to be sent into lifelong indentured servitude. I made him a librarian and forced him to sell me mending. Now, all I did for the next couple hours was expand the trading hall with various villagers, so here's all of what I got. A librarian that sells sharpness 5 and curse binding, mending on all my gear, and sharpness 5 on my axe, a Fletcher, a stonemason, a librarian that sells efficiency 5 for 19 emeralds, more AFK footage apparently, this shit is taking up storage space, another stonemason, a cartographer that sells a mansion map and a Notion monument map, and a librarian that sells Unbreaking 3 and Looting 3. Okay, it's time to stop speeding through things. I'm flying off to find the mansion. Oh, what's that? You thought I was gonna record the whole flight? That's funny. Hilarious even. I guffawed the moment you thought that. Don't worry, I came back the moment I found something interesting, aka a swamp. Okay, this place won't actually be significant once I get a slime block, but it's a rare biome, so it's cool I know where one is, I guess. Holy cats, that's a lot of mobs. I think I found a Badlands biome or something like that, but oh wow, we're at the mansion. Clearing this thing out was no challenge. I had super powerful gear and plenty of torches. All I wanted was to get the totems and keep this place as intact as possible. A creeper explosion kind of ruined that for me though, but it should be an easy fix. Not today though, that's a problem for later me. I got some good stuff from this mansion, most notably the totems, obviously, and a Vex trim, which might actually be uglier than the rib trim now that I think about it, but it's kind of rare and I need it. So this worked out. Also, this is kind of an odd time to throw this in there, but I made an interesting decision concerning my sword in this world. I didn't put fire aspect on it, which I usually do. I have one that's identical but with fire aspect, but I feel like fire aspect can sometimes turn a single-edged blade into a double-edged one, considering some mobs that are on fire can light you on fire as well when they hit you. Plus it makes fighting endermen so unbelievably annoying, and the damage really isn't super different with or without fire aspect, so I decided I don't need it on my main weapons. Oh look, a totem. Now from that whole place I only got 2 totems. I don't know when I'll be able to find another mansion, so these would have to last. Well, time for more villagers, though this time I'm on the other wall. I made a cartographer. Hopefully he sells me a trial chamber map. I gotta level the guy up though, and I don't feel like buying maps, so I gotta get paper. Sugarcane takes time to grow, unfortunately, so I figured the perfect thing to fill in the gaps would be arson! Yeah, I didn't feel like manually clearing out all the trees around my base, so I just resorted to burning them all down. I did still have to clear out the leftover stumps though, so did I really save myself time? Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot all about Iron Man! Okay, so at some point during the night hours, a skeleton in full iron armor spawned and I trapped it in a boat. I named it Iron Man because I'm so creative. And I completely forgot about it until writing the script. Anyway, I'm in an ancient city now. Yeah, in order for this video to end, I needed a recovery compass to prove I didn't die. Yes, I know you can cheat that method. However, I don't fully know how, nor do I care to research it. Looting the ancient city was fairly straightforward. I only spawned a couple of wardens. This first city did not net me enough echo shards for the compass though. Yeah, I got like a bunch of great enchant books, Swiftneak included, 3 god apples, and a ward trim, but I didn't actually get enough of the really valuable stuff. So I was gonna have to track down another city. Again, looting this city was pretty easy. I think I spawned way more wardens in this city than the last, but that's probably not a reflection of my skill and is instead a reflection of poor game design on Mojang's part. Yep, that's definitely it. I have decided. In good news, I managed to get enough echo shards to make a recovery compass. Heck, I have even managed to leave this ancient city with 2 of them and 3 more god apples. Honestly, we're right at the end of the video and not much else major happens except more AFK footage, baby! Oh, and I tested out an oozing potion at the Enderman farm. It's a bit dangerous, but I think this is my new favorite way to get slime. Fuck, I spilled coffee all over myself. Well, I think that's gonna be it for this video. I think I can honestly say that in Minecraft terms, this is a pretty awesome start to the hardcore world. I've laid a good foundation for myself here, and I can't wait to get working on all the different farms and other projects I want to build. If you're still watching, you are a trooper, and the channel as a whole appreciates you for sticking around to the end. And since you're here, why not subscribe? A like would also be cool, but no pressure. Also, I haven't mentioned it until now, but I've had this cat for some time now, so if you want to name it, leave a suggestion in the comments. And with all that said, allow me to leave it off to my first and only bit of live commentary in this entire video. Okay, I hope I don't miss this part of the video. I just want to give like a quick afterword. This video took a lot of time to record and probably a longer amount of time to edit because I have the editing skills of a Neanderthal. So I would like to say that I think all the hardcore episodes after this are going to be probably with live commentary. I don't know why I didn't do live commentary for this video. It would have made everything so much easier, but you know, I have to make everything difficult for myself. It's just the natural way of things. But still, before I leave you off, I just want to give some additional notes for the hardcore series as a whole. Number 1, I don't really want to make hardcore videos where it's like, oh, I built this massive, absolutely massive project, I constructed Pandora's box and it took me 9 months to do the whole thing. No, it's hard to describe, but I feel like the current genre, or at least the most overdone genre of hardcore content, is you come up with a bigger build idea every video. I'm just gonna make videos that I think are unique, maybe not explicitly build related, but have some sort of like fun aspect. I'm probably not gonna include all that in the video. It's a bunch of like yapping. I guess I should do my my rounds. So you know, obviously I'm here in the overworld. The recovery compass is, you know, still searching for my dead body that doesn't exist. Here I am in the nether, and again, the recovery compass doesn't know what to do. It's kind of stupid. And here I am in the end, and as you can see, I'm still alive here too. I know that there is, I think, a way to cheat around the whole recovery compass thing, but I'm trying my best, man. I don't even know how to do it precisely. I could probably look up a YouTube tutorial, but I really don't want to, alright? I'm gonna do this at the end of every hardcore episode. And you know, if I do die, it'll probably be its own video anyways, so I got a lot of video stuff to edit. So, bye y'all.